Imagine waking up and realizing the person you've watched on screen for 30 years, the man whose every facial muscle you've memorized, suddenly feels like a stranger. In April 2026, we aren't just talking about a bad day or a rough night. We're talking about a total systemic shift. Admit, the whistleblower isn't coming. The whistleblower is already being replaced. To understand why the 2026 César Awards appearance sent shockwaves through the industry, you have to look at the timeline. Jim Carrey has been loud about the rot in Hollywood since at least 2014. He stood on the Jimmy Kimmel stage and made the Illuminati all-mocking tongue gesture, telling the audience point-blank that talk show hosts are hired to keep the public docile and happy while the elites decide things in the woods. We laughed because it was Jim. We thought it was a bit. But then Jim disappeared. He stopped making the big movies. He started painting dark, prophetic art. He looked aged, weary, and human. Fast forward to March 2026. After months of zero public sightings, a restored Jim Carrey appears. This wasn't just a facial. This was a personality transplant. He was suddenly proud of the industry. He was honored to be there. Katt Williams points out that when the system can't silence a man like Carrey, they don't just kill him, they kill the version of him that hates them. They send back a version that loves the salt. Katt Williams has often said that Dave Chappelle is the only one he holds in high regard, because Dave saw the salt coming. Think back to Chappelle's analogy of the Bushman and the baboon. It is the most chillingly accurate description of how Hollywood functions. The salt trap isn't just about money, it's about the moment you grab the $50 million prize and your hand becomes too big to pull out of the hole. You're trapped by your own greed. The industry waits for that moment. They wait for you to be thirsty for the fame you once had. When Dave walked away and went to Africa, he was letting go of the salt, but the system doesn't like it when the baboon is smart enough to walk away. Katt revealed that they offered Dave that money 4 different times, and each time the price of the money got darker. It wasn't just about making a show, it was about what they wanted him to say. Dave's response? He created a code word. He told his audience that if he ever starts saying things like, "I stand with Israel," or praising the very people who tried to destroy him, we should know he's been co-opted. In 2026, as more celebrities start speaking in scripted robotic narratives, we have to ask, have they already triggered the code? The most terrifying part of the replacement theory isn't a lab with glass tubes, it's the medical center. Katt Williams and Kanye West have both pointed to a very specific pattern: the breakdown, the hospitalization, and the return. Kanye was the first to name names, specifically pointing to his trainer, Harley Pasternak, and claiming he had ties to Canadian psychological operations and defense research. Kanye's warning was chilling. If I come back and I'm acting different, it's not me. Then came Jamie Foxx. In 2024 and 2025, Jamie's disappearance was one of the biggest mysteries in entertainment. He goes in for a medical complication, stays hidden for months, and then reemerges. But Katt Williams isn't looking at the PR statements, he's looking at the skin. During his recent tour, Katt pointed out that the new Jamie Foxx showed up with a face of freckles, something the original Jamie never had in 30 years of high-definition filming. Even more glaring, the missing tattoo on the back of his head. Jamie himself joked in a hospital bed that he saw a white version of himself walk into the room. We think it's a joke. Katt thinks it was a hallucination of the reality he was about to face. Jamie's own explanation for his stroke was that he took an aspirin and woke up 21 days later with no memory. In the world of high-retention storytelling, we call that a black hole. Katt Williams asks the question no one else will. What happens to a human being during those 21 days? If the elites have the technology to clone a dog, which Viagen Pets does for anyone with $50,000, why wouldn't they have the technology to remix a human being who is worth $100 million in contract revenue? Katt claims that Jamie was taken out because he was a regular at the Diddy parties, not as a participant, but as a witness. When the Diddy raids happened in 2024, the shuttle buses stopped running. The people who knew too much had to be recalibrated. Katt's description of the shuttle buses in the Hollywood Hills is a masterpiece of investigative storytelling. He describes big-time men going up the hill looking like lions and coming down 5 hours later looking oily, sad, and with their shoelaces untied. It's a vivid, haunting image of a system that breaks men physically and spiritually. Is it cloning? Is it MK Ultra? Or is it something even more regulated, as Katt puts it? The theory Katt is pushing in 2026 is that Hollywood operates like a control room. That the clones often mess up because they are stupid as hell. They forget the tattoos, they get the freckles wrong, or they suddenly start speaking French at an award show when they've never shown interest in the language before. So, how does Katt Williams stay real while everyone else gets replaced? It's simple. He doesn't want the salt. He has turned down $50 million 4 times. He understands that the moment you accept the check, you're giving them the DNA of your career. You are giving them permission to edit you. The industry is currently in a state of panic because the original artists are disappearing. We're left with a landscape of celebrities who all look slightly off, who all say the same things, and who all seem to have forgotten their rebellious roots. From Jim Carrey's 2026 Resurrection to Jamie Foxx's freckled return, the evidence is mounting. Who is next? As we move further into 2026, Katt Williams has issued a final warning. There are more shuttles being loaded every day. He tells us to watch the eyes, watch the tattoos, watch the code words. If your favorite artist suddenly disappears for a medical emergency and comes back loving the system they used to hate, you aren't looking at a recovery, you're looking at a replacement. But I want to hear from you. Do you think Jim Carrey's 2026 appearance was just a man finding peace, or was it the ultimate Silicon Valley upgrade? Do you believe Katt Williams is the last scout telling us the truth, or is he just part of the show? The control room is hidden, but the glitches are becoming impossible to ignore. Drop a comment below. Are we watching humans, or are we watching the all-mocking tongue in real time? Like, subscribe, and keep your eyes on the head tattoos. The truth is usually hidden right in plain sight.